Joey, a frustrating afternoon, I'd imagine, for you.
Yeah, I mean, get ourselves in a position to win a game. They obviously have a moment of ill discipline. We get in the lead and you're thinking, okay, we need to be calm and composed here, make a couple of adjustments at half time just to take advantage of the man less. And then we do what we've kind of done habitually now for far too long, just a random clearance that should have been exited into their half. We obviously worked on their long throw during the week, said this is where it comes, said if we don't win the first contact we've got to be alive for the second contact, and we get a little bit unlucky. I think he's a tad fortunate, but they've gone and made their own luck today. Barrow, again, we haven't had enough goal mouth action in the second half, possibly until the back end of the game, last kind of 10-15 minutes, when they've got everything to hang on for. So yeah, frustrating. Point gained. But we should have been coming out of here with 3 points today.
Yeah, the second half in particular, when you've got the man advantage, you just didn't seem to be able to break them down at all. That's got to be a slightly concern.
Yeah, it's tough when teams camp in and obviously they're hanging on for dear life. They go 4-4-1 and they defend them. It's very, very difficult if a team camps in its box to break it down, and that was the key to us holding that lead into half time. We scored at a great time. We had 2 or 3 opportunities to turn them again, and we had an overload on the outside, and we decided not to do that and pass the ball around, which ends up with Nick Anderton having it left hand side, and he should do better really with his clearance. After that, they charge down the line and the next one's coming in the box. So we've got to be smarter. We've got to cut out the individual errors if we're going to be successful.
Yeah, because certainly the second half, in terms of chance creation, they seemed to be moving the ball a bit too slowly. It wasn't quite at the kind of pace to try and get in behind them when they were sat so deep.
Yeah, again, you've got to give credit to Barrow. They've come and just defended the box superbly. They were very disciplined in what they did. I think they were helped out by the referee. I think because he'd made the sending off, he all of a sudden decided to allow them as long as they wanted to restart from goal kicks and throw-ins. I don't blame them for doing it, because I'd do the same if we were down to 10. But then we've got to be better. We've got to create more. We've got to be better, and it does really show you the emphasis on getting some strike force into the game. Brett's got 90 today, but you can see he's a little bit short of full match fitness. But I thought he was a real handful, certainly in the first half, in terms of getting us up the pitch. Nice to see Sammy Nick getting even more minutes and a goal today. Real positive. So yeah, look, we know we're a work in progress. We've been abject away from home, certainly in my tenure here. So I have to say, as disappointing as this is, and it feels, feel like we've lost 2 points today, I really must focus on the point that we've picked up. That will come in handy during the course of this season.
So a couple of days left for the transfer window. I would imagine you'd like to be quite busy.
Yeah, I'm hoping we do 5. Well, that's the plan, and that'll be 18 in. And we're on 24 out at this moment. I expect at least another couple, so we could be 26, 27 out, maybe even 28 out and 18 in. I mean, that's a huge turnaround, and we're going to need time to bed those guys in. You're seeing lads coming into training with the U-Haul trucks, and you realise, God, they're actually moving to the area, so that the time for them to settle as people is going to be important. But also, we've got to settle relatively quickly, because the expectation for us is very, very high.
So of those 5, are you confident that they're all pretty close to being done, or are there some still a bit
I think
iffy?
I'm down a track with at least 4 of them. I think at least 4. 4. And then the 5th one be a real bonus if we can get it done. But there's a bit of work to do on that one just yet. And again, we need to get players out as well. We've got obviously players who need to be exited. We've moved a few of those on this week, and possibly do the same again next week.
I haven't spoken since Brandon's departure. Was that a frustration, or was it one where you just eventually figured that you had to be done?
Yeah, my thoughts on it. I felt, when you've seen today, I think we're really short of that type of player. The money we were offered compensated, what we had to pay. I think in a tribunal, and you've got to put into the package, the wages. So it'll end up being about £500,000 turnaround for the club, which in a pandemic or out the back of a pandemic, we have to, be aware of that. It's a player that's running his contract down. Brand's a great lad, as I say, wish him nothing but the best. I spoke to him. His desire was to go and play elsewhere. you know, you can understand that he's going to a higher division in a team in Wickham who are probably, you know, chasing promotion, a lot more settled than the group we've been in. And when you've been on the run we have as a football club for the period since he's been here, you know, you can understand him wanting to try pastures new. From the business aspect of the club, you know, it was a good deal for the club, and you know, whilst it's frustrating for me as a manager, you know, the key for me is leaving this club in a much better place than what I found it. And although we haven't got to those points on the pitch yet as quick as I would like, you know, the infrastructure and everything behind the club is moving in the direction that I think will justifiably, over the next few years, start to give us a solid platform, you know, training ground, etc., and you know, systems behind the team. You know, we're very, very archaic when we came in. You know, it takes time to change that. I've got 3 days left in this window. And yeah, look, today was an opportunity to win a game, and we need to bounce back Tuesday night. Be somebody's going in there to get minutes and show me what they can do, because you know, when we're making the individual errors we are at this moment, you know, the teams and shirts in the team are clearly still up for grabs.